for years, I would go out and interview people as a news reporter, like a hard news reporter. And like, they would be like, oh, go ask Joe Schmo on the street about what he thinks about abortion, or like, marriage equality, or like, all these really heavy topics. And people are like, no, I don't want to talk, like, get out of my face. I don't want to talk to you.
I'm covering myself in black, I hope you don't see me. Trying not to make a mess from things that you've told me.
I think from a very early time in my reporting and media career, I naturally gravitated towards the stories that were like more of the fun lifestyle feature stuff, human interest, human impact stories, things that, speak to the level of community and highlight, the interesting people, places, events, other phenomena that tie, weave together the threads of the tapestry that is your local community. And that right there is the essence of what Mad About Town has become. And I think part of my Zesty story is like sort of a 3D anthropological study of what makes our community unique and interesting and worthy of exploring and living. Taking little slices of life here and there and putting them out in a way that people can enjoy and love and just get like a good kick out of and maybe laugh. Journalism is super important, and people ask me all the time, like I have like student journalists, and they're like, hey, how do I do what you do? Because what you do is exactly what I want to do. And I'm like, well, that's what I wanted to do one day as well. But in order to do what I do, you have to learn how to do everything else first. Because like if TOP needs me to go cover a murder trial at the courthouse, like I can still do that. I do think that the work that journalists and media professionals are doing is so important nowadays, and it seems like we're losing that on the front end a little bit, like with kids going to J school and, wanting to work in honest media. And I think that because of the way that storytelling is changing, media has to change. Everything is, you scroll, you're doing this, you're getting a lot of news like that. There's less legacy media on the screen. And that in turn, I think, changes the way that we tell stories. And I think us telling stories through multiple mediums and also expanding the reach on social media and all that stuff is a big part of that. And I think that's how we're gonna shape the future of journalism in this country. And I know this is like my story and I'm on my soapbox about like journalism for a little bit, but I think the more people who like get that message, the better, because like the industry definitely needs to like take a little bit of a look in a mirror and like figure out how we raise the next generation of journalists. This is my Zesty story.